Hey, you! You're listening to the podcast network of Gamefully Unemployed because you're an untouchable success. To support us and gain access to great exclusive shows like our brand new Supernatural watch-along Himboos, head over to patreon.com/gamefullyunemployed. You'll also get your lucky little mitts on hundreds of episodes of our other exclusive shows like Tom and Jeff Watch Batman, Star Trek The Next Futurama, Spiel Boys, and the complete series of Fox Mulder is a Maniac. We do movie nights, game streaming, regular mini-series and surprise shows, and you can even commission your own podcast about anything you want, within reason. You have nothing to lose and everything to gain by heading to patreon.com/gamefullyunemployed. That's patreon.com/GAMEFULLY unemployed. Probably don't need help with that word.
Yeah, thank you for meeting me here.
In the Bone Temple?
Yeah.
At the arranged time?
Oh.
At the agreed upon Skull Pillar?
Yeah, Skull Pillar venue. Hi, everyone.
Hello, everyone.
My name is David Bell.
My name is Tom Ryman.
And we just watched 28 years later, The Bone Temple. It's what I call my van.
Yeah! Because it's full
Fucking
of bones!
Child bones!
Woo!
This is a memorial to the dead.
So, was this all you're doing?
It is.
Are you Old Nick?
Old Nick. You mean Satan?
Yes. Old Nick released his demons unto the world of man. And the world of man fell before the demons.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, this is a sequel to the last
28 years later, yeah.
Which I feel like, man, these came out like less than a year apart. Like they're churning these
almost
out.
exactly a year, right? Because the last one was also last January, I believe.
Okay. I greatly appreciate that. Mm-hmm. Like, I love that they're just like, bam, 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 fuck it. Like, they have a new... So this is Alex Garland wrote it, who I assume he just blasted out these scripts, and they're just like, great, let's make them.
Let's do it.
And
let's transform these words into motion pictures.
Right. They seem more organized, frankly, than the Star Wars movies, where like,
yeah,
I don't know what the third one's going to be, but so they got Nia DaCosta to make this one, and I love her. She made Candyman.
Yeah, man.
And I'm wondering if they're doing like a Rian Johnson thing where they're like, but like on purpose, where they're like, okay, we want to blast these out, so let's have a different director doing them,
mm-hmm.
so the pre-production overlaps. You
right.
know?
Yeah. That seems like what's happened here. I'm not sure who's doing the last one.
That's what I was wondering, if they're going to do like a Boyle sandwich, where he was like, for the second one, let's just get another director we trust.
A real Danwich.
So yeah, this one specifically around Ralph Fiennes.
Yeah, his fanciful doctor character from the last movie, Kelson, I believe. He paints himself in iodine because it keeps the infection from spreading, so he won't get zombified.
Right.
And he's basically devoted his time in the zombie apocalypse building this ossuary, which is a bone temple.
Right. And it's him and Spike, their adventures, and Spike's misadventures with Jimmy.
Yeah, Spike is the kid from the previous film.
Yeah. Jimmy is played by Universal terrifying white guy right now, Jack O'Connell.
Yeah. It's the vampire from Sinners.
Yeah.
He just wants to share in your fellowship.
Yeah. He's not asking for much.
No.
What did you think of this?
I really liked this one.
Me too.
I liked the first one better. Like I had said in our episode when we covered it, it actually made me cry. I found it very, really profound, the things it had to say about death. This one I also really liked. I also really like what this movie has to say, both about death and about the world.
Yeah.
This one was just more. This one felt more fun. Still thoughtful. Still about something, but definitely more fun. But also,
This is why I'm
gnarly.
like-
This is a gnarly fucking movie.
Yes, but this is why I'm like, this is like they've perfected, like, this is how Star Wars should have been. And what I mean by that is the first one is like, okay, we're going to cry. We're going to wow you.
We're gonna
make
put an
something
idea.
that you
We're gonna
didn't
put an
expect.
idea in your head.
Yes. And this one was like, all right, you cried. Let's have fun. Like, I think this is, it's by design. This is, I'm trying to word this in the right way.
Mm-hmm.
I, of course, also liked the last one better. I think that's by design.
I think
this
you're
one's
right.
Meant to be like, okay, the plot is continuing, but we're kind of in that middle movie thing. Let's have fun. And in the scenes where, at the moments where, like in the last film, I was crying, what surprised me in this one is I was laughing.
Yeah.
This movie is funny.
There's some really funny parts in this movie. I think I totally agree, because I think the first movie it's putting the idea in our heads about like, okay, this is kind of what these movies are going to be about. This is kind of what the themes are. It's about coming back together as humanity. How do we pick up and move on? How do we find fellowship again, and also more broadly, and then also more on the more focused narrative about death and coping with death and the profundity of that is all in the first film. And the second movie is just sort of continuing that same idea by like having Ralph Fiennes sort of starts getting high with a zombie and kind of is able to break through the virus and kind of cure this dude. And it's sort of like,
this guy.
yeah. And it's like, well, how do we come back together? Like, how do, what's the common ground here? And it's like, oh, let's get high and listen to music. It's, and even like the bit with Jimmy, like he's really kind to Jimmy. Like he gives, and the Satanists in general, like he gives them what they kind of needed.
Yes. Which is getting high and listening
to music and being rewarded and but exactly, like he's pretending to be Satan for them. And it's like in the last movie I remember we talked a bit about his character kind of representing death. And I think they continue that idea here, and he is playing death for Jimmy and Jimmy's cohorts. Spoilers, they are all killed to a man except for Erin Kellyman, Jimmy Inc. From Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and the Green Knight. She's the ghost in the Green Knight.
She is.
But he sort of he makes their passing gentle, I guess. He's like a gentle presence even for Jimmy. Like they have that scene where even Jimmy is like, I think you're the first person I've ever liked. Like he's like, you're really easy to talk to. Yeah. You're really easy to talk to.
I was thinking about this because obviously Jimmy is terrible, but the part where
Jimmy's insane, and he's
He's
but
the part where
insane.
they like break into that home and they have the family hostage and they're pretending to be friendly, like a weird part of my brain was like, just talk to them. They're being friendly. Meet them in the middle, not because they deserve it, but because it's like, come on, man, they're gonna kill you in horrible ways. Like, just try. And that's kind of what he does, where this fucking guy shows up, and it's like everybody's so paranoid and scared. Like, that's the cool thing about Ralph Fiennes' character in general. He has no everybody understandably is living behind walls.
Yeah.
He's not. Mm-hmm. He is just completely out there, just living amongst the zombies in a harmony. And that's not just the zombies, it's living amongst everybody. So it's like some guy, some terrible, terrible person shows up, and it's like he greets them like anybody else because that's how he's living. Mm-hmm. He's not scared of the zombies. Why would he be scared of this guy? Yeah. He's clearly not scared of dying, And
he even says that he articulates as much to the zombie. But yeah, no, that's an excellent way of putting it. Like he lives his life completely out in the open.
Yeah. And very loudly.
Yeah.
Like, I'm building this big temple, and it's almost like this honor system of like, I'm not part of all this. I'm making this thing that's beautiful, and everybody kind of who goes there is like, you're right, this thing is beautiful.
It's trying to cut to the aren't we all still people?
Yeah.
Because he starts to describe the virus as like, we always thought of it as something that was kind of like hanging over your mind. I can't remember exactly how he phrases it, but he basically says, there's still a person under there. I wonder if I could still communicate with this person. Like he even when he's going to euthanize Samson, the big zombie Hulk from the last one, who is another returning character we forgot to mention.
Yeah, Samson, he's great in this.
Samson runs around and Sub-Zeros people.
Yeah.
Just fucking predators your ass.
He's great.
Starts eating your brain out of the top of your skull like Temple of Doom.
Yeah.
That was hideous.
Yeah, it was hideous. They did a good job.
They did a real
it's
good
one of those
job.
times where you look at a brain and go like, I've seen, so my friend used to tan hides and do stuff. So
I've seen brains,
like I've seen brains and it was just like, yep, that's what they look like.
That's what they look like. That's but then he eats berries.
Yeah.
I forgot what I was saying.
But
it was about
we're talking about
him and Samson.
That compassion and like, I don't know. There's a part, I guess, to what you were saying. This is a little bit of filmmakers.
That's right. Even with the zombie Hulk he's been hanging out with, he's going to euthanize him. But even then, like Ray Fiennes is so dedicated to humanity, right? To like reviving humanity, figuring out what that is and how to bring it back. That he's even then he's like, I don't want to do this. If you could just give me the tiniest bit of consent. Because I think, because he's like, we're running out of morphine. I'm not going to be able to do this for you much longer.
I want to bring you peace.
I want to bring you peace. Yeah. And it seems like you enjoy this because you keep coming back. Like the premise is like the zombie Samson just keeps coming back each day because Ray Fiennes gets him high and pulls arrows out of him one day.
Well, there's a sitcom like a comedy show. What was that the person did this? They got addicted to being tranked. Shit.
Oh, I don't remember.
Shit. It's like it might be like a Simpsons or like a.
It could be any. It could be a Sunny. It's Always Sunny. It could be a Seinfeld.
This is through and through a comedy show bit through to the end. To Ray Fiennes pretending to be Satan is like, this is like sitcom shit. This is amazing.
Right. You have to pretend.
It's zany.
My boss is coming over for dinner, so you have to pretend to be polite or not insane.
And so I was going to say this is a little bit of filmmakers jacking themselves off, but I also agree with them. They're also kind of saying art brings us together. Like the Bone Temple is art, music, where it's about like
it's all humanity or the humanities, right?
Yeah, and I think art is one of the most pure examples of humanity because it serves no purpose. Well, you know what I mean,
right? It has
serves
no
logical purpose.
There's like no functional logical purpose, right? Music, I think, is even more primal. Like it's like one of the most pure forms of that because it's like it transcends time, language, all those things.
Yeah, it's probably what it might be the first art form, right?
It probably is. It would be hard to say whether drawing or
But even drawing is probably it probably existed before an art form, and what I mean is like it probably existed as communication more than art.
Yeah.
Music is only art. Like it's I guess you can communicate, but you know what I mean. So like I don't know. Again, it's them kind of jacking themselves off, but they're not wrong.
No.
Where
that's what the movie's about. It's like, can we pierce through all of whatever has happened to us in the last quarter century? I mean, it's no accident that it's 28 years later. It's like almost 20. It's almost exactly marking the beginning of the new millennium and us being in the digital age.
Yes. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, there's a few here where it's like Jimmy is kind of like, they're the fascists. They're the people who are like, they can't really be reasoned with.
Or anybody who's turned to extreme beliefs to try to order make sense of the world.
I think of that because, spoilers, the Cillian Murphy cameo is him like talking about history and fascism and shit.
Yeah.
So I was just like, it's clearly on their mind. Yeah. Yeah, which was a nice, like, again, I realized this is that the ending of the last movie was funny and zany and weird.
It's when the Jimmies
And
showed
this-
up. Yeah.
Yes. And this movie is that. So I think the ending of this movie is a taste of what the next movie will be, which is probably more soulful again. I think that's what they're doing. Like, it's just because like the last movie was so weird to end that way, where you're like, what the fuck? Like ninja blonde dudes.
Yeah. It was a real tease for the next film. Yeah, a real promise.
Right, and it was correctly depicting this. And there's like, this is kind of changing the subject a little. There's another thing about this movie and the last movie that I think is absolutely incredible. So like superhero movies, for the longest time, they started as what? Action movies, adventure.
Yeah, they're action adventure movies, but primarily action, I think.
And as we made more and more of them, we of course Marvel realized like, well, what if they weren't that, right?
Right.
Where we started getting Star Wars did this too, where they're like, what if Andor was just like this? Like Andor's still like pew pew, but it's also like, what if we made a dystopian thing about fascism?
What if it was also a lot of people talking?
Right. And like superhero is a like a subgenre, right? Like other like sci-fi, for example, we have no problem with this, where we're like, it's a sci-fi comedy, it's a sci-fi drama, it's a sci-fi horror.
Oh, sure. But a lot of the big ones, like fantasy horror, sci-fi, like you said, we have no problem sort of goofing off with different genres within those subgenres.
Yes. This to me feels like it's another fracture of like subgenres, because like so superheroes eventually kept becoming other things. This to me is wild because it's like it's hard because you're right, horror comedies exist, horror drama exists, but this felt like it was so in this new era of like, okay, now we're taking zombie horror like drama, and now we're like putting the horror and the zombie almost like it's almost like on the back burner.
It's in the background,
to be
for
like,
sure.
Yeah, and it's like, okay, it's like this new
how many
mixture of
zombies are in this
genres.
movie?
Yeah, a good amount, but not that many.
Well, like how many
know?
people get attacked by a zombie? It's Samson, I think,
Yeah.
is it.
Samson has to beat up a lot of
Samson
zombies.
has to
yeah.
fucking Samson gets to do an old boy hallway fight against a
Right.
bunch of zombies.
It's just this fascinating
But yeah, like
mix
the
where you're
zombies don't
like,
attack anybody. Sorry.
no, it's a fascinating mix where I don't think superhero totally did this, but they got to this point where like normally when you sit down for a zombie horror movie, people most of the time would go like, ooh, I can't wait for, the scene with all the zombies. I can't wait for like when they're chopping all the zombies up. I can't wait for like when they're running around. Like zombie has never been like horror in my mind. It's more action, gore.
It's an action slasher to me.
Yeah.
Because to me, slasher is the point's the gore, like the point's the kills in a
Yes.
slasher, and in a traditional zombie movie, that's also kind of the point, right? It's like
Yes.
the classic zombie movie, a cast of characters trapped in a box, and here are the zombies. Is who's going to die?
Yeah. Even like in A Violent Nature, that very different slasher movie.
Still slasher.
Still knew it had to have like kills.
It had to have the
was
kills.
like,
It knew that.
yeah. And those are the things. That's why we're here. Those are the money shots,
Yep.
essentially. And this, it's like, okay, we're hitting the third act. Where's all the zombies?
Yeah,
no, it's not about the zombies. It's not even about the fighting.
No.
It's him doing fucking Iron Maiden musical, which was again
That was
so
incredible.
fucking funny.
Yeah.
And then everybody just kind of talks. There's some violence, but it's not like,
There's
well, yeah,
some hideous violence, but not in the
but
finale.
there's not like fighting. You know what I mean? There's
No,
not like,
Jimmy and his crew skin a bunch of people alive, and it's
yeah, they
horrible.
do that.
There's a couple of there's some zombie maiming. Like I said, Samson rips a guy's head off and eats his brains.
It's funny though because in such a violent world, weirdly the skinning, because the people's skin end up kind of smiling when they're watching everybody else get lit on fire. Like it's like yeah, everything is awful.
Everything
so it's
sucks.
like
Yeah, it's a horrible place.
yeah,
It's like the
But
one
yeah,
like when Jimmy Inc. goes off on her own. You see this in the trailer, but she's kind of like muttering to herself, and you see a wide shot of her in a field, and then it cuts close to her, like a shot trailing her as she's walking, and there's a zombie ahead of her, and she's not even looking at it. She's kind of still just looking down, muttering to herself, and then she just slashes its throat and does a crash roll past it and keeps walking. Like
the zombies don't matter.
They don't matter. Like they're so immaterial to the story in this one.
Right, because we're so
And in the previous
it's like
one.
we're so far into the apocalypse that anybody who still exists is like, yeah, I know how to deal with zombies.
Right, and it's not like that's a new idea, but it, obviously The Walking Dead is sort of
Yeah.
based on that premise. But
it's just-
anyway.
I'm like circling what I'm trying to identify, which is like, for example, you look at the Thor movies where you're like, one of them's really like serious, and or like darker, and the other one's like really zany and self-aware. Where it's like, it feels like that, where it's like, I have a guess of what the third one could be, but they've kept me so on my toes, where I'm like, every movie has been surprising.
Yeah.
Because it's like, not just because you don't know where the plot's going to go. It's not that it's twisty. It's that you don't know what the tone's going to be. Where you're like, I don't know if you're going to make me cry or laugh in the next scene.
Because there's a lot of laughs in this movie, but it never
was
feels
joyful.
It never there are
Like,
parts
I
that are
was-
downright joyful in this movie, and it's meant to be, and it still
Yeah.
feels even though it's a different tone, it still feels completely true to the theme of the original, and it's still exploring the same theme, just in it all still feels appropriate. It doesn't feel like Whiplash.
Yeah, it's grounded.
Mm-hmm.
It's all grounded, where it's like, it's weird to say this feels real.
Within itself.
Yeah, exactly. Where it's like, everybody still feels like human characters. No one, like, to the point of Thor got to a point where you're like, okay, dial it back.
Yeah.
This isn't that.
There's, like,
This
no
is like,
rules
it
there.
all feels very human. It's just weirdly zany at times, where it's like not unrealistic, but you're like, my God.
Yeah. Yep, and he's just sitting
What the
there
fuck is happening?
singing Duran Duran with a zombie Hulk.
Yeah.
With his dong helicoptering around.
Ray Fiennes
And like,
is...
and like Samson starts to remember the song a little bit. Ray Fiennes, continue.
No, he's just one of the best actors
He truly
we
is.
have.
He truly is.
He
always has been, ever since I saw him in Schindler's List, and we were referring to him as Crazy Steve Martin because we didn't know what his name was yet.
Right. Yeah, because he started more like, I'm a Voldemort type. I'm a scary
Villains,
guy.
yeah.
And then he was like, oh, by the way, here's this movie in Bruges where I'm going to be the funniest thing in this movie. And you're like, oh,
true.
okay.
Grand Budapest Hotel.
Yeah. And that's the thing, you slowly realize, he can do comedy.
He can do comedy. He can also be, obviously the English Patient, he's the lead. He has the ability to create these very soulful, nurturing characters in addition to these villains. You know what I mean?
He's very good at like sweetness and funny. He's surprisingly not good at or at least it's been untested suave. The only movie I think of is The Avengers, not that one.
Oh, yeah, where he plays
Yeah.
John Steed.
Yeah, where it's
Sir
like
August de Winter.
he's surprisingly not good at cool. He's good at like scary.
Yeah.
And he's cool in the sense that I'm having fun with him, and I think the actor's cool. But he's more of like weird and genuine and funny.
Yeah.
Like he's not like James Bond funny. Or rather, that's never been successfully done with him so far.
Although he is in James Bond.
Oh yes.
Plays M.
Oh yeah. I forgot. He's new M.
Right, new M.
He should have been N.
Right.
Why
They
did
made John
doesn't
Cleese
matter.
R for a film or two.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Shit. It was related to. Damn it! I lost it.
I'm sure you were distracted because currently my cat
your
is trying to show you
just
his asshole.
shoving his asshole right into my face
Yeah.
while we're trying to record this.
I'm going to break the fourth wall here, and oh, God, he just sat on my phone on the fucking, it's fine. It's fine.
It's all fine. Right.
Just
Oh, I remember what I wanted.
He's sitting between my. It doesn't matter.
It's
All right.
fine. He's being a cat. There's a cat here.
Yes.
My cat's behaving himself, if anybody wants to
I know. Your cat always behaves himself. Mine has no boundaries.
His performance in the menu is what I was one thing I wanted to just call out real quick, because it kind of blends all three of those things, right? Like being funny, being the sinister villain, and also these kind of deep, sort of soulful characters.
Yeah, I rewatched that recently, and it's just so fucking good.
Yeah,
that movie is
it's an excellent movie.
one of my favorite movies of all time, I think, where it's just so fun and rewarding and fucking unique.
Yeah.
And that's one where
He's
you're
amazing
just like,
in it.
yeah, those are the performances where you're like, this is how I know the Oscars is biased
Yeah.
against horror.
Yep.
Where it's like, if they weren't, he would have been at least nominated for that.
You could have
Likewise,
pushed that as
he
like
should
satire.
be nominated for this.
He should be. He should have been
Yeah.
for the last one.
Yeah, and I know the movie, spoilers obviously, seems to be implying that we're not going to get him back for the third. What with the dying in
It does
this
seem
one?
that he dies. Yeah, he does die.
But it's a zombie franchise, so
That's
I don't
true.
know. And also the zombies seem to be learning how to talk.
How to cure
I
being
could-
zombies.
Yeah, I could almost see like same with Jimmy. They don't show Jimmy die, and I was like, it does feel like it's interesting because the first one introduced Jimmy. He's in that one. He's
Yes.
in the beginning, right?
In the beginning and the end.
Yeah. And Ray Fiennes is there, and poor Spike. I just love the misadventures of Spike.
Oh man, he tries to get that lady to take him with her, and she just punches him in the stomach.
Yeah. Spike in this, they really nerf him where he's the subject of the first one, and now he's just sitting there being like,
Being held hostage.
it's really funny that Spike at the end of the first one was like, I need to go it alone. And then this, you'd think at the end of this, he'd be like, I'm going back. I'm going
This went
back.
really, really wrong.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't need to be so mad at my dad.
Yeah. But it looks like him and, they're going to be in
Jimmy
this.
Inc. Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm just surprised that, like, this whole series, this trilogy, if it's a trilogy,
I think so. I believe that they've written 3.
it started with Jimmy. Ray Fiennes is such a big part that I'm like, how can they not be a part of the third one?
Yeah, I'm wondering.
At least in zombie form.
I mean, it's a good point. Like, Samson does end this movie not as a zombie.
Yeah. I think Samson's going to be a big part of the next.
He might be.
I do think.
Like, what can you do to him? You can't bite him. He's already got
Yeah.
the virus.
I do think there's a version where Jimmy and what's Ray Fiennes' name? Ian?
Kelson.
There is a version where they don't come back, but they've simply, because this does feel like a saga where it's like there is a through line, right? Like I think this movie will end more or less with like Samson fully finding his humanity, and Cillian Murphy discovering that, like discovering Samson. And so you could argue that all this through line, Ray Fiennes, his work and stuff, even if he's not in the third, will continue into the third.
I think so. Yeah. That's a good idea.
Yeah, where it's like it's not about the characters whether or not they will return, in the Avengers.
I'm sure it's man, it could really be either thing. This is what a surprising little couple of movies here to like sort of
I know.
come almost out of nowhere and then be so good, like one right after the other, so that to the point it's like, man, I'm really looking forward to the last installment here. Like I want to see how this all ties up.
Yeah, good in a way where like it's triggering like Marvel brain in me. Where like me going like, I wonder if he'll be back. I'm like, no, people die. Maybe
Maybe he's
he
dead.
won't be back. Yeah. And in the audience, when I went and saw this, it's just a theater full of excited people. And I'm like, that's fascinating because the last movie wasn't exciting. It was sad and bittersweet
Very
and
sad,
beautiful.
yeah.
And it's people in the audience like, let's do that.
Let's get more of
again.
that. I mean, that's what we were like. I was sitting there like, yeah.
Yeah. No, it reminded me of when I
Make
saw
me cry
Oppenheimer.
again.
Yeah. No, when I saw Oppenheimer at the Chinese theater, it was part of the Barbieheimer stuff, and there was all these like bros and like young people, and they were all like, "Woo, yeah!" And then the movie started, and everybody just quietly watched this drama.
Oppenheimer for 2.5 hours together.
And then the movie ended, and they all went, "Woo, yeah, that was great!" And I'm like, "Okay, I guess people like movies,
I think people just like human stories.
Yeah,
Stories about humans. We really enjoy those. It turns out.
yeah." It makes me feel optimistic after all that happened to blockbusters over the last 10 years, where I'm like, yeah, people are starving for this stuff. You just have to give it to them.
These used to be just as big. Well, not just as big, but like top 10, top 20 box office lists of the year. Top 10 lists of the year used to have just movies like Oppenheimer with much more regularity. I know Oppenheimer is an outlier. It was a huge success, but
people don't
there used to be more adult dramas, or different kinds of movies.
What did you think of the directing in this?
I really liked it.
Me too. So I have like, it's not a criticism. I really liked Candyman.
Yes.
And Nia DaCosta is like a very good director. What else did she do? She did
the Marvels.
Which
I haven't seen.
I saw. It's very fun. I had issues with the Marvels, which is, and this really isn't on her, but it felt like the entire movie existed on a green screen.
Yeah.
And
it's kind of Marvel's
small.
MO.
Yeah. But it was very the acting and stuff was very good. She's very good. It's not criticism. I want to see Hedda, her other film.
Yes.
Really badly, because this is what I'm getting at is that it felt like she did this really well in the sense that it felt like she was aping Danny Boyle's style a little bit. Like she was doing what the movie required. Like she was doing 28 Days Later with its like, okay, we have the Darren Aronofsky camera shots and like
some handheld, some fisheye.
And she did it very well. Where like I think her style came out here and there. Like the shot of Jimmy's POV was very her, I thought, which was like that like panning shot, and you're waiting. You're like, when is the zombie gonna? There it is.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all very her, but you know what I mean. Where it's like.
Yeah.
If someone's doing a Star Wars, it has to open with the
you're gonna
crawl.
be
It has to have
you're gonna
things.
be playing in the Star Wars sandbox.
Right, and I guess same with Candyman is she has to do a Candyman. That's why I want to see Hedda.
One felt more. That one didn't feel like somebody trying to imitate whoever directed the original Candyman. Was that Clive Barker?
I think so. It did feel like her own thing. I just realized is that her career has been this. Where it's like, I have to do a Marvel movie. I'm doing a Candyman. I'm doing a 20. So that's why I need to see her one movie of recent that isn't like that.
That isn't like a pre-existing IP.
Yeah. And I think she'll go on. She'll keep doing
this was very well made.
Yeah. And again, it did feel like hers, It did feel like...
It felt distinct from the previous film.
Yes. It did. It did have like... artifacts of it though.
Oh yeah, yes. No, it's still in the same. You can tell it's like
You're right about Candyman. Sorry, I'm thinking more about it. I'm like, yeah, that was pretty
There's some real unique shit in that. And there's quite a bit of that in this. Like similar moves and staging. I've sort of lost my train of thought there thinking about it. But no, I think I feel like it's sort of just like when you're gonna, like you said, like a Star Wars, where there's gonna be there's gonna be things that everybody sort of does to of speak that right, and to speak the sci-fi adventure serial language. You know, that was just to feel like, oh, this is another Star Wars installment, but this is my, unique little take on it, I guess.
Yeah. It was cool to see her do something more comedic. I guess the Marvels is funny, but it was cool to see that again. This like weird mixture.
Yeah. Like I said, I hadn't seen the Marvels, but there's some really funny parts in this movie.
Yeah. I can't get over the Iron Maiden thing because it's perfect because I mean, people should have seen this movie, but like the bit of like he's dealing with this cult, and as they very smartly do, like you realize that Jimmy is the only person who remembers the old world. And even then, it's like I was a kid.
He was little.
And you realize you're dealing with a bunch of people who were born into this world.
Yes.
And they've lost, like they didn't even have that sense of humanity. And Ray Fiennes kind of represents, again, like I guess you could really see this as an allegory for the internet and like the way people behave on the internet, where it's like
100%.
Yeah, Ray Fiennes, he represents the older people who remember a time where things were different, you know?
Yeah.
I'm not going to say people were better because they weren't.
No.
And so that's all to say that like there's this vibe of like older generations, like him popping on Iron Maiden to these young people who have no frame of reference, so
Yeah.
they just think this is magic.
Yeah, and he's dancing
never heard
around
Iron
with like
Maiden.
his like
Yeah.
smelting stuff and all this, and it just
Whereas-
it looks like magic. He's also blown like something into their faces to get them high, so they're tripping at the same time.
But like that idea that anybody his age would see this and go, "That's not Satan."
No,
That's clearly not
some
Satan.
guy. Yeah. Well, and
Yeah.
anybody born like not. Like you said, anybody born before the fall of humanity, I guess, would anybody you pointed at would they would be like, no, that's not the devil. The devil's not
Right.
a person on earth. I don't know why you would think that. Like,
But it's a great idea because it invokes like back when heavy metal started and people were like, "Oh my God, what is this? It sounds like Satan music." It's like this group of Satanists.
and that was like comforting. Yeah.
Yeah, who don't like, and they're actually experiencing the feeling we all feel when we go to see a metal show.
Yeah.
Like, but they don't realize that they're feeling art that they haven't felt before. So to them, it's Satan, it's magic. It's like,
And Iron Maiden is kind of tongue in cheek. Like
yeah,
they are not earnestly worshiping
Right.
the devil with that
but
song.
that's why it's perfect because it is like art can make you feel the power of religion, and like that idea of these people who've never experienced something like this.
it's
it
deeply
feels
moving.
like magic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Experiencing music.
In art, he's just showing them. It's like going to a Guar show. I saw, like, every time I saw Guar, if I didn't have a frame of reference for that, I might be like, oh, these space aliens are my new lords. They just killed that dinosaur, so yeah.
Yeah, and this noise they're playing is making me feel things. So
Yeah, this weird magic is rumbling through me.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure the Jimmies understand music, but, like,
yeah, maybe I don't know. I don't know how much music they've heard.
yeah. It's a cool idea with the Bone Temple, too, which is, like, again, in the last film, it was, like, seen as kind of scary, and then you go there and you realize, oh, this is beautiful.
Right,
It's
once you
art.
understand what it is beyond the surface of what it looks like.
Yeah. But I love it's a weird reference, but like my dad paints, and I remember as a kid, the school was doing a haunted house, so he lent one of his paintings and just made the painting a little creepier. Of a portrait of a guy that was already kind of creepy. That's what he does in this. Like he's like, okay, I need to be Satan. Well, let's light some candles. Let's
Yeah.
put an upside down cross in
Take my
here. Let's
cross and put it
redress.
upside down. Yeah,
I can make this Bone Temple
Yeah.
scary easily.
because he doesn't. It's whatever to him.
Yeah. I also think, by the way, the reason they probably bang these out is because they were like, this Bone Temple set rules. And we have
How many
Ray
movies
Fiennes.
can we get out of this? Yeah,
Yeah, like this place is awesome. Let's
is
just
pretty sweet.
Keep it around for a little longer. Like, I wonder how closely they shot these.
I assume they shot them simultaneously.
I assume so too, because it's like, all right, we have Ray Fiennes. He doesn't have hair. It looks like the season looks the same.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like they probably were like, let's bang these out.
Yeah, and like Jimmy is not in the last one as much, and Ray Fiennes is very much a supporting character in the last one, so he's in it a lot, but only towards the end.
Yeah,
So,
Spike
you know.
doesn't look like he's got Stranger Things syndrome where he's like suddenly
Right, he
30.
still looks pretty much the same age. Yeah.
Yeah. Poor Spike.
Yeah, man, Spike goes on a journey. That beginning, dude. This, I'll
Oh, where he has to kill the guy?
Tell me what you think about this. I think this one was gnarlier than the last one.
Yes. I agree.
Yeah.
I think the first one was a lot more zombie. Like, when Samson does fucking Mortal Kombat moves, it's almost cartoonish where you're like,
Yeah, and you don't.
I can't even like picture what that would be like, you know? Like if someone bowling balls me and rips my head off.
Yeah.
That's probably fairly quick, honestly. And it's so
well, let's
abstract.
hope so.
Yeah. But when it's like,
I imagine it's going to be a pretty terrifying few seconds.
yeah, there's a lot of like visceral.
Yeah, that
Like-
ugh. Like I
Yeah, at the
genuinely.
beginning.
Sorry, finish your thought.
No, just it starts with them being like, Spike, we got to jump you into the gang, so you have to kill one of us and take our wig.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like this. At first, I was thinking, because this movie's unpredictable. I was like, oh, are they going to kill Spike? All that for nothing?
I didn't think they were
I
going
was
to.
like, shh.
I didn't think they were going to
Surely
kill
they
Spike. Yeah, I was waiting for what happened to happen, but
Yeah,
but
And
boy,
Spike just-
God, he shanks the dude in
spikes
the
him.
yeah in the elementary school parlance of shanking, meaning to pull your pants down. Did you
Yeah.
guys use it that way?
no,
growing up.
but that's great. He shanks him in both ways. 'cause then
Indeed, yeah.
He stabs him right in the femoral artery.
Sure does.
And then everybody just watches because it takes a minute, and this guy just like dies.
And it's
they're
so
like-
hit like I genuinely had to look away like that.
Oh, yeah.
Right off the bat. Like, and it's not even that. I guess I might be showing my age with that, because it's not even that extreme. It's just blood gooshing from a guy's leg as he's panicking. But God, it really upset me.
So this didn't upset me, but
Like-
I once got lightheaded as a kid watching one of the Children of the Corn, because they did a blood thing like this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So like in the right form, that can get
right
me.
context, yeah.
Something about just blood gushing out without
Ugh,
guts.
yeah.
It is like weirdly more visceral. And on top of the fact that this guy has time to be like, can somebody help me?
And they're like, no,
I
that's
need
not
help.
the. One of them says that's not the rules.
Yeah. And so it's watching someone just bleed out while like saying like, hey, help me, I'm bleeding out. And then they die.
Oh God, it's awful. And then later on, they just skin a bunch of people.
Yeah, the skinning, weirdly, that didn't like. I think it's because I'm desensitized to that. Like, that is obviously conceptually horrible.
Right. They don't show much of it, but you.
And I've sort of seen it enough times in movies where they're like, what's terrible? Skinning.
Oh wait, no,
someone.
they do fucking show it. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah, they show.
They show it.
But it was sort of like, yeah, that's gnarly.
Yeah,
but
it's-
less. It's more outlandish, I guess. Weirdly, even though
man, it was intense. It was really intense.
it's really intense. And then Spike sells it because it's. I love that idea that they all kind of know Spike shouldn't be in the gang.
Yeah.
He lucked his way in, and they know he doesn't like it, but they're just sort of like, give him time.
Well, 'cause Jimmy
he's in
says
the
he's
training
there.
period. Yeah,
They can't go against Jimmy Crystal,
yeah, Sir
Jimmy Crystal. Yeah,
Yeah,
he just wants to share in your fellowship.
right. Yeah. He's great. I mean, I just
Yeah,
can't wait.
he's really
to,
good. He's really good.
Like, he has a long career ahead of him.
Oh
of
yeah,
playing
Probably
villains.
playing creeps and maniacs.
Yeah, he's gonna have to break out of that at some point, but it's hard. It's hard,
Man,
man.
it's a fun train to ride, though. I bet.
Yeah, apparently he's in the next Godzilla X Kong, and I'm like,
Which
yeah, that
monster
makes
does he
sense.
play? Godzilla X him.
He should just be him big.
Just him normal size.
Yeah.
Godzilla's trying to fight him.
Okay, here's what really makes me happy. That next movie still has Dan Stevens in it, who is basically the Jack O'Connell of 5 years ago. And I'm like, okay, so they're going to be both just doing voices at each
Oh
other.
man, that's going to be a They're each going to be riding their own monster.
Yeah,
They're going to put a
better, dude.
saddle on opposing monsters and joust.
Yeah, that movie also. Okay,
Adam
I'm sorry.
Wingard, are you listening?
He's not directing it.
Oh no.
That's okay, because the cast is Jack O'Connell, Caitlin Dever. Those
sure.
are the normal ones. Because then we also have Matthew Modine,
Oh.
Dan Stevens, as I said,
Nice.
Delroy Lindo,
Fuck yeah.
and Sam Neill.
Fuck yes.
That's a
Congo
fucking cast.
and Jurassic Park together at last.
That is unhinged.
Oh boy.
So.
Hey,
I'm
a
just-
Sinners
I'm-
reunion because Jack O'Connell and Delroy Lindo are both in Sinners.
Yeah. I'm just so ready for whatever that is.
I'm pretty stoked. Yeah, I have nothing against the new Godzilla and Kong movies.
No, it was a tough start, and now I'm
You really
just like,
resisted them for a minute.
well,
Godzilla
the
X
first one
Kong
was
really
too
got
serious.
me. Yes, that's true.
I rewatched the first one. I know this isn't about that, but I still remain not liking that because the problem with that movie is it's treating itself like it's The Dark Knight.
Real quick,
where
you're
it's like,
talking
this is-
about the Aaron Taylor Johnson, Bryan Cranston one, right?
Yes.
Okay.
It treats itself like this really serious, gritty Godzilla,
Which I was
but the
excited for
plot-
at the time.
Yes, but the plot is, if you pay attention, just as dumb as the 98 one. And in fact, it's a very stupid movie. And it's kind of unsatisfying, the Cranston of it all. It's all to say that it was like, oh, if you're going to be stupid, then I want to see Godzilla do wrestling moves.
Right. I want to see him taking Mecha Godzilla to all four posts like he does
Yes.
in Godzilla X Kong. Yeah, we got a
And
much
then
better...
listened to me.
They course
Yeah.
corrected. We got a much better version of Dark Serious Godzilla with Godzilla -1.
Yes.
That's...
That one's great. Yeah.
That's rad. Period piece Godzilla. Hell yes.
Yeah.
Anyway,
that's
enough
what
Godzilla.
I mean. It's like if you're going to do Godzilla serious, do it serious. Don't make it stupid.
right.
I don't know.
If you're going to do it,
Anyway.
and if you're going to do it not serious, put saddles on them and have Jack O'Connell and Dan Stevens ride them.
Exactly. Which
Looking
God.
forward to.
Looks like Jack O'Connell is going to be in Danny Boyle's next film too.
Does it
so
say?
that's cool.
Oh, as long as we're doing the lookup game, can we check and see who's making the next 28 Years Later installment?
Oh yeah, I'll do that.
That's listeners might enjoy that
Years
information.
Later 3. I'll just write 3 and see if it exists.
It must.
It says it's moving forward at. All right, I'm not actually seeing anything.
oh no.
Well, no, it's moving forward. It's happening.
Okay.
Cillian Murphy in talks. No shit.
Yeah, he's
Alex
fucking
Garland
in it.
penning. No shit. Let's see. I'm not seeing any direct.
Okay,
Like,
so this
who's
one
gonna
has not.
direct it?
Okay, so this wasn't Lord of the Rings Sitch where they made all three at the same time.
Yeah, well, it makes. I think they were like, all right, we're done with
Let's
Ray
see how this
Fiennes and the Bone
Yeah,
Temple.
let's see how this does. I gotcha.
Yeah, but they clearly, like, at the end of this, they're like, we got to make another. Or we'll have to do a James Cameron press conference, like he says he'll do with Avatar if they don't make more. Did you hear that? James Cameron is like, I'll just tell everybody how the movie will go.
I hadn't
if they
heard
don't
that, but
make
that's
it.
incredible.
That's very funny. But James Cameron's
God
like, listen,
damn it.
I don't care. I just don't care.
You magnificent bastard, James Cameron.
I know.
I love him so much.
So-
He's a maniac.
He's our maniac.
He's our maniac.
Yeah.
Every now and then he needs to
Poseidon.
get punched in the head by Ed Harris.
Yeah. And deserve it.
Deservedly, yes.
Yeah. God, this movie was so
This movie
much
was
fun.
very, very good.
It's so this is what's interesting is like the film before it, I think, in terms of screenplay, in terms of what it's about, is like, okay, yeah, this is like clearly like the first film. They really thought about it. It is probably like conceptually the better film. This might be the film I watch more and have more fun with.
This is definitely
over
more
time.
fun to watch, even though, as I pointed out, it is very gnarly.
Yeah. Also, and this isn't a criticism, this is just surprising. I don't know how to frame this. Not much happens in this movie.
No, it's 90 minutes barely, too, which I
Yeah.
appreciate. The last one was short as well.
And a lot of the movie is like Ray Fiennes is going to sit and talk to this zombie he's getting high with.
But it rules. Each one of those
it
scenes
rules.
is like so good. It's like, and each of the scenes with Jimmy and his lunatics are good. Like it's
Right.
I really like what these movies are about.
Right, and it all comes together in a satisfying way. It's just watching it. You're like, okay, it's just two groups of people hanging out, basically, and we're watching them do their little journey. And they're going to collide. And then I loved Samson at the end where he sees Samson and thinks it's Satan.
Yeah.
I love that.
Understandable mistake.
Yeah.
It's an 8-foot tall murder Hulk.
It's like a Guy Ritchie. It's zany because the idea is they do this thing where they're like, Satan is all red and he looks like Satan and I'm expecting him and I assume it's you, Ian. And then Jimmy's like, you got to do me a favor, pretend to be Satan, yada, yada, yada. Meanwhile, he has made Samson sentient. He goes on the train, remembers being on the train, has to fight all the zombies, which covers him in blood, so that he shows up and he's red like Satan and looks like Samson. So you're like, oh, that's hilarious. It all came together in this beautiful way.
Yeah.
It's just delightful.
Something you had said earlier about the older generation remembering what it was like and the younger generation having no frame of reference for it. And then you're talking about like, you mentioned the online aspect of it, internet culture or whatnot.
Yeah.
There's definitely the element of the younger generation regressing.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Like schoolyard bully shit for one.
Yeah. And just like all the trad wife stuff and like the alt-right stuff that's like recruiting and,
Yeah, you're right.
That's kind of what Jimmy's up to.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. And he's like, he wants to spread it all.
Yep.
And Ray Fiennes basically has this moment at the end where he's doing what Jimmy said, and then he looks in Spike's eyes because he's wearing a mask and realizes it's Spike. But even more so, I think he's just realizing this person is scared,
yeah,
and young, and he realizes that he can't consent for this guy to keep going.
No.
Because he realizes like this is that moment. This is a crossroads where it's like, I need to stop this now before this becomes big. And yeah, he uses the guy's own bullshit against him because he's like, and as Satan, you should be crucified by your people.
As my only son, your people need to crucify you. And this, like, they've been doing a subplot with Jimmy Inc. where she's just like, she can tell he's full of, like,
ready.
Like she's a real Satanist. And she could tell he's like full of shit, so she's ready to stab his ass to death. So as soon as Ray Fiennes says you need to crucify, like her eyes get real wide.
Yeah, she takes out her knife. He's like, hey now,
hold on, yeah,
hold on. It's very it's weird. I hate to compare it to like MAGA stuff, but it does feel like it's on their mind.
It's 100%. I'm sure that's what it's. Yeah, of course.
Jimmy's a grifter. Who's like, and then Ray Fiennes is like, I'm going to use your grift.
He does believe in Satan, and he does believe he's the devil's son.
Right.
Or at least,
the
delusion
he's also self-aware enough to be like, can you pretend to be Satan?
Right. And it's like he gets, like Ray Fiennes is able to get him to the point of, like he's talking about, I was in a church when the demons came, and they killed my mom and my sisters. They may have been safe if they hid in the sanctuary with me. And Ray Fiennes like, oh, so your mom and your sisters were in the house next to the church. You lived in the house next to the church. He's like, yeah. So your dad was the vicar. He's like, no, my dad is Satan. He's like, okay. So that was my dad was Satan. He was leading the armies when they came and took everything over. He's like, oh, okay. So that's the last time you saw your father. And he's like, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like the delusion is so he might maybe be aware at the bottom of his logical brain that his dad was the vicar, but he's shielding it with all of this shit.
He says like, my dad's Satan, but to be honest, I haven't talked to him as much as I let on. Like you can almost hear him be like, it's kind of bullshit. Also, I like that moment because Ray Fiennes identifies, I think, the exact church, and the implication that I thought this was going to come up is that I feel like Ray Fiennes might even remember Jimmy's dad. Like there's this vibe of like, these are all people who are all kind of from the same area.
Kind of the same area. We don't know how long or how wide Jimmy has been traipsing though.
Yes, but like when I think he asked him the specific, I don't know. That conversation is basically Ray Fiennes identifying how sick is this man. And it felt like it was very like,
or the source.
I know exactly.
He's identifying the source of his pain.
Yeah,
is what it is. He's just because he just sits there and talks to him, and it's kind of one of the things the movie is about is kind of cutting through all of it, like the anger and the bitterness and the violence and all of that stuff, and just being like, aren't we just people here? What's
It's similar.
Yeah.
You're right. It's similar to what he's doing with Samson.
It's 100%
like-
the exact thing he's doing with Samson.
Yeah, he's having. Yeah, you're right, because he thinks of it as a delusion. Right. Sorry, he sees the zombie as a delusion, and he says, "I wonder if you see everybody differently."
Yeah, and we see that they do.
And that's what Jimmy does too. But Ray Fiennes correctly realizes at the end, I can't fix Jimmy, so I have to do the other thing. Like, that's what it comes down to, right? Is he has this conversation with Jimmy where he almost sees Jimmy's humanity.
He does.
But Jimmy still, yeah. But he ultimately, like, reverts back to, like, anyway, I'm son of Satan, and we're going to keep going around killing everybody.
Yeah,
and Ray Fiennes realizes...
down. The wall comes back down because he's like, well, I've got to keep the grift going. I've got this gang of murderers that follows me around, and they kind of need to believe you're Satan, or else they're going to kind of, anyway, you understand.
Exactly. And I'm going to kill you if you don't do this.
Yeah.
And in the end, Ray finds, like, he has that, moment where he realizes, like, this is worth dying for. I'm going to have to fucking stop this. I have to just put this guy down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But it's also a moment where it's such a climactic moment. It's it's the culmination of a lot of arcs, but it's also a laugh moment.
Yes.
Like when he's like, wait, I have one more commandment. It's like, I'm sorry, what? No, it was just
like,
three.
no,
you got him. You nailed all three. No, I have one more. Okay.
Again, it's sitcom shit where it's like, I don't know, Satan, I think maybe you said everything.
Maybe you said everything you need to, and then go back in the kitchen and check on dessert.
Yeah. Because his commandments were like, everybody listen to Jimmy, and Jimmy's great, and,
keep murdering people, just follow him to the end, spread your armies far and wide. But as you realize what he's saying, like, he's like, you're kind of like my Jesus. And, you're like, oh. And so you kind of like, people start like chuckling in the theater.
Yeah.
Like, oh, we know what he's about to say. You're about to get
throw
scarred.
Jimmy under the bus. Yeah. Great movie.
Good movie.
Great
Good
messages. Movie. Very fun.
I hope the next one comes out soon. I don't know. He said it's moving forward.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Maybe they've just kind of leaked very little because they don't want to spoil this movie, like the Cillian Murphy in Talks, and then you watch this and you're like, oh he's more in
fucking
Talks.
Is. Yeah, he's right there.
Yeah.
He's an executive producer on the film.
Yeah, exactly. Which, honestly, I'm glad he's there. I didn't need him. He wasn't the point of these movies. No. But I'm like, cool. I'm glad he's here.
I think the idea is, I don't remember if Alex Garland wrote 28 Weeks Later. Which at this point is so irrelevant. Like you can skip that one, right? I don't even really care for the first one, as I've said, but I'm very curious to go back and revisit it now. But I wonder if that's just to make sort of.
He didn't write it. I just looked it up.
Okay. So connecting it all back, maybe tying up some themes, and I don't know, like coming back to a character that we established in the story from before all of this happened, and I don't know. I can think of a couple of completely valid narrative reasons to bring Cillian Murphy back. That's not just like a hold for applause. That would still be appropriate to the theme. Yeah,
he represents something for sure that they can work with.
Yeah. So it's not just we got Ripley back.
Yeah. Yeah, and they don't do the thing.
No,
they don't have him like walk out of the shadows.
There's no like hold for applause. He's just kind of there. It's like shit. Like he's just sort of there.
It's more just the realization that, like, this is still a blockbuster Hollywood film that's having fun. Mm-hmm. It's just so unconventional in what it does. So it's just...
And what it is.
It's really nice. Yeah.
Like, yeah, man. Cool. I enjoyed this.
I'm very excited for... This might be... Yeah, this is like... This series is becoming bigger than I thought it was going to be in my head. For me. Yeah.
Exactly. Like I just said, like I was not a fan of this franchise.
Yeah, this is now my Star Wars where I'm like, fuck,
That's all I care about.
Yeah.
I don't know what happens with Spike, with Jimmy Inc. What about Aaron Taylor Johnson?
Yeah.
Will Spike ever forgive him?
Yeah, I'm going to go to 28 Years Con and dress up.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Dress up like Samson.
Yeah. Just naked,
just
covered
nude,
in blood.
Covered in blood.
Yep. Hog out.
I need a prosthetic to make my hog smaller so it doesn't scare everyone.
Gotta roll it up.
You gotta roll it up.
furl
Yeah.
it.
Like blinds.
All right.
All right.
I think we're good.
I think we're good.
Thanks for listening, everybody.
Thank you.
We have a Patreon. Patreon.com/gamefully unemployed. For $5 a month, you get access to exclusive podcasts like Tom and Jeff Watch Batman, Fox Mulder is a Maniac, Star Trek The Next Futurama, Spiel Boys, Himboos, our supernatural podcast. Speaking of huge hugs, we watch movies every Friday night with our patrons as well. I guess we'd watch these. Honestly, I'd be more inclined to watch 28 Weeks Later.
That's a more Friday night movie night.
Yeah.
That's a more talk with your friends over it movie, which is kind of the vibe of our Friday night movie nights.
Yeah, this is a everybody shush movie.
Everybody shut up and watch this movie.
Yeah.
Not to say that we won't watch it though. We've watched movies like that before.
Yeah.
We also have a store. Head over to GamefullyUnemployed.com. You can find a link to our Teespring store. We have all kinds of cool original artwork by cool original artists like Michael Vincent Bramley, Starlene Hodge, Justin Brown, and others. So check that out. Please rate and review our podcasts wherever you're listening. And check out our new show, Badical, Badical, wherever you're listening. I guess I need to stop calling that our new show and just our other show.
Our other show.
Our other show, Badical.
Second show. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Hail Satan.
Hail Satan!
Hey, listen, our music is produced by Chris Corlew. You can find him on twitter.com as The Corlew or go to shipwreckedsailor.bandcamp.com. Our channel artwork is produced by Michael Vincent Bramley. For more of his work, go to mvbramley.art. Our episode artwork is by Justin Brown, available on Twitter as Justin T. Brown or at artnessbyjustinbrown.com. And finally, additional artwork is by Starlene Hodge. You can find her work at starlenearts.com or on Twitter as StarleneX. Cool. Goodbye.